Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
Imagine having the home of your dreams. Imagine investing in that piece of property you can call your own. Imagine finally doing that home improvement project you've always been thinking about. It's time to stop imagining and start doing. Let the GUT Credit Union help you take the first step with fantastic rates, affordable repayments, and reduced legal fees. Make the move. Get better terms on your mortgage. Use your home equity to make those dreams a reality. Act now. There's really no place like home. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN television news for today, Thursday, August 19th, 2021. I am Beverly Telesford. In the headlines, Grenadians now have Pfizer as another COVID-19 vaccine choice, but some still say it makes no difference. Opposition senator presents audio recording of Maurice Bishop International Airport test trip conversation and challenges health minister to make public MBIA CCTV footage to determine who's being honest. Grenadians heed the call of NADMA, stepping forward to lend a helping hand to Cuba and Haiti. And in GBN's Health Tonight, we take a closer look at childhood obesity. In around the globe, COVID-19 Delta variant recorded in Jamaica, and members of the opposition in St. Lucia are defending the absence of opposition leader Alan Chastney from the new session of Parliament. Coming up in sports, parental support a booster for children playing sports, and Nazio John clocks 10.52 in the World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Nairobi, Kenya. We'll have the details of these and other stories after this message.
GBN, in association with the Grenada Development Bank and the Agricultural Shop, presents the GBN exclusive Taking Agriculture Forward, a two-part 2-hour forum on August 11th and 18th from 8 p.m. on GBN Television 7 and 11, K105 FM, and on all GBN's social media platforms. This forum will discuss primary agriculture and opportunities, agricultural extension and support, challenges facing the sector, and policies and food system sustainability. Join us on August 11th and 18th as we speak to the experts on taking agriculture forward.
Good evening. This is GBN's News at 7. Grenada received 29,250 Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine doses on Wednesday, giving Grenadians a choice to pick the vaccine they prefer. But will Grenadians welcome this move by the Ministry of Health and take the new vaccine? The answer in this Rena Perry-Thomas report.
Members of government received the over 20,000 Pfizer doses on Wednesday evening at the Maurice Bishop International Airport. Since April, COVAX has provided tens of thousands of residents in Grenada and the Eastern Caribbean with access to COVID-19 vaccines. The vaccines were donated to Grenada by the U.S. government as part of the Biden-Harris administration's global vaccine sharing framework. If fully used, this donation could bring Grenada's fully vaccinated population from 15 to 59%. GBN News team visited the streets of St. George to get an understanding of how the population feels on having the option to choose between AstraZeneca and Pfizer vaccine when getting vaccinated.
I ain't gonna take the vaccine, not right now.
Any reason you want to share why?
I don't know reason. I ain't trust.
I already take one already, and I'm gonna take my next shot. There's no problem.
I'm not interested in anyone so far.
Any reason you want to share this why?
I'm just observing still because I have my complications and I have to be very careful before I decided to take whatever. As for now, it doesn't matter which one.
Well, a lot of people keep saying that they prefer to have an option, so I think it's a good idea to have an option.
I just don't take it. I have nowhere to go, you know, miss. I blog on behind my house. I go so I have to take it. The only place they might try to fold because I might have to go and take a lot of money in the bank. But I'm okay.
Still
Still, I would not take it.
No, I'm not sure about that.
Any particular reason you want to share with us?
Well, you know, sometimes, you still got to think about it, even if, you're hearing so many things, even if maybe, you have to do your own research. But I'm not sure for now.
Pfizer is approved by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration and the World Health Organization. It provides an opportunity for Grenadians 12 years and older to get vaccinated. Health Minister Nicholas Steele recognizes the joint donation to Grenada.
What is more important on that, not just that this is the first bilateral delivery from the United States to the U.S., but that this is the first vaccine that is available for persons 12 and over. And I think it has come just in time for school. And there's so many parents out there that I know are going to rest easier tonight.
This donation is in addition to the more than 45,000 vaccines provided to Grenada through the COVAX facility, which the United States supports with US $4 billion in financial commitments.
I'm looking forward to many persons coming. We expect to start the vaccine, using this vaccine on Monday morning. We will make announcements between now and Monday morning as to the sites that the vaccine will be available. We will make it available to as many sites as possible.
The delivery of the Pfizer vaccine doses from the U.S. government began last week with the delivery of vaccines to St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, Barbados, St. Lucia received on August 17th. For GBN News, I am Rena Pett-Thomas reporting.
Now, it's just over 2 months since unvaccinated workers of SGU were barred from entering the campus. Since then, the workers have been protesting against what they say is forced vaccination. After weeks of ongoing negotiations with the managing body of SGU, union representative for the workers, Tao, says the matter may be brought before a third party. Rena Pett-Thomas tells us more.
President of the Technical and Allied Workers Union, Andrew Lewis, says that after weeks of discussions with St. George's University with no sign of a solution, the suggestion was made that the matter be brought to the Labour Commissioner. According to Lewis, in their last session with SGU at the end of July, several concerns were addressed, with solutions being found for some of the smaller issues. While this is so, the more pressing matters are still outstanding.
A number of matters that the union addressed with the school when we met on the 29th of July. They have responded to us, and as we speak, we wrote the school yesterday indicating that based on where we reach, we are of the view that the matter should be brought forward in terms of the industrial relations procedure to the Ministry for Labour. Yes, so that is where we are. If the school is of the view that they want for their engagement because they have change of positions on what we call the substantive matters, then we're always open for discussion.
A recent press release issued by the managing body of SGU stated that after consultation with their internal infectious disease experts, they will not grant exemptions to unvaccinated breastfeeding mothers or those who refuse to take the vaccine based on religion. The school did agree to accept an exemption letter from the physician of pregnant workers for review. Lewis, who was speaking on the matter, says the university also gave other workers the option of seeking medical review for exemption.
The school has agreed that if any worker wish to access its facilities for medical advice, they are allowed to do that. I would think that if a medical practitioner makes a case for exemption for a worker, once that medical influence exemption is what it is our expectation that the school should honor that. They will go through the process of review, but the aspect of possibility of exemption has always existed. We wrote the school because it was one of the requests of the workers. Workers are free, and I would expect a worker may feel more comfortable in using their own medical advisor to make a case for them. So it does not have to be from the school.
For GBN News, I am Rena Pear Thomas reporting.
Opposition Senator Rolanda McQueen is challenging Health Minister Nicholas Steele to make public CCTV footage available from the Maurice Bishop International Airport to show who is being truthful over talks of a shortage of test swabs at the airport last week. She has presented audio recording. Now she wants the camera footage. We get the details in this report.
In a press release issued on Thursday with an audio recording purporting to be from the day in question, Senator Rolanda McQueen maintains her position on the issue of insufficient test kits at the airport on August 11th. Here is an excerpt of the audio provided by Senator McQueen.
Why? There was a delay on the emergency. It came in yesterday, I believe. I'm not blaming you guys because I know what you do all your best. Yeah, I'm here like, because I like to be prepared. Yes, of course. So they're calling to try to get. So you know I'm going to make a fuss about it.
The conversation, as said in the audio, is different from the report provided by Health Minister Nicholas Steele during Tuesday's post-cabinet briefing.
Last week there was one day at which, based on the reports that I've received, because I asked for a full report from the individuals at the airport and received from the Permanent Secretary as well. At 4:48, the team of nurses who were doing the swabbings ran out of swabs, and at 5:10 p.m., 4:48 p.m., 5:10 p.m., the new stock of swabs were there, and they started swabbing again. 4:48 to 5:10. They were at the airport. It was a case of logistics, not at the swabs not being in the arrival hall of the terminal building.
In reference to statements made by Minister Steele, Senator McQueen said she is not trying to get into the limelight, as the minister inappropriately suggested. Her statement reads in part, "The minister said he leaves it up to the public to judge my utterances regarding the crisis at the MBIA, and I call on him to release the footage so that it can inform this public judgment." When contacted about this development, Minister Steele said he has no further comment on the issue. Senator McQueen says she believes the Minister of Health and his senior team members still owe the people of Grenada a proper explanation on this issue, since he failed to do so when asked by reporters and instead chose to adopt a shoot-the-messenger attitude. In addition, she is calling on the Minister of Health to shut down the country for a week and embark on mass testing at no cost to the public in response to the current cases of COVID-19 on island. To this, Minister Steele said government continues to weigh its options as the situation unfolds. Trelawna Charles, GBN News.
This is News at 7. Coming up, Grenadians heed the call of NADMA, stepping forward to lend a helping hand to Cuba and Haiti. And GBN Health tonight, we take a closer look at childhood obesity. Stay with us.
Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
What does it take to be an amazing woman? Lots of me time. Amazing women are classy, fancy, and a little sassy. It's the drink for me. Cheers! Sometimes you've got to show them who's boss. Alpha male? Nah, alpha females are more amazing. Cheers to securing the bag. We make time for ourselves, for work, friends, and we certainly make time for passion. We're simply amazing. Amazing cream liqueur for the amazing woman in you.
Hubbard's big promotion is back. Live free for 1 year. Spend $50 or more in any Hubbard's department and receive a chance to win big prizes every month. Property or vehicle insurance for 1 year. Free internet, cable and data for 1 year. Free fuel for 1 year. Free cooking gas for 1 year. Free electricity for 1 year. Free drinks for 1 year. Extra cash account and the big free groceries for 1 year. Promotion runs from April 1st to September 30th, 2021. Live free for 1 year with Hubbard's in association with Solgas, Flow, Grenadian General Insurance, Carib Brewery, Coca-Cola, Grenada Bottling Company, Grenlec, Communal Cooperative Credit Union, Dutch Lady Milk, Promo, Danny and Supreme. Terms and conditions apply.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
With a Digicel Prime Bundle, get double the dedicated SportsMax data to enjoy the greatest sports event happening now. Live in the SportsMax app. Get a 30-day Digicel Prime Bundle today in the My Digicel app. Digicel, better together.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot and get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life. Take your shot, take your shot, take your shot, get back to your life.
A message from Republic Bank.
Welcome back. No setbacks expected for students of the Florida Government School come September. This as the Ministry of Education is making alternative arrangements to accommodate students while work is contemplated for the former structure.
We did have a later than expected start, a later start to the erection of what is to be temporary facilities for Florida government. I must say that with the plan that is in place, there should be no interruption, no delay in the resumption of school for staff or students for Michaelmas term 20.
That's the Chief Education Officer, Angela Finley, on what should be expected for the Florida Government School. The original building was deemed unsafe and was condemned, leaving a crammed space and a rotation system from which teachers and students operated. The CEO says Florida Government School was on the priority list for some time, and funds has been secured for the refurbishment. However, after assessments were done, it was deemed a waste of resources to do refurbishment, which eventually led to a delay.
The site meeting with the principal, Mr. Marvin Andel, and persons from the Ministry of Works and our project officer as recent as Tuesday of this week. And temporary buildings are being constructed to accommodate both staff and students. So there'll be sufficient space on plant for the start of the new academic year.
Speaking to Principal Marvin Andel via telephone on Wednesday, he is optimistic that there will be a smooth transition.
We have received information from the Ministry of Education that a temporary structure will be constructed on the premises of the school that will enable us to hold and have all our students in every day from September. The construction is scheduled to start this week. Mobilization was supposed to commence yesterday, and we expect that the contractor will work overtime in order to ensure that we can be ready for the reopening of school.
There have not been many transfers from his school, he says, despite the uncertainties that loomed. He says the numbers rather have increased.
Had some new students registered, as well as a number of students who have transferred from other schools to come to our schools. So our numbers are looking up. Despite the challenges, there is still a lot of confidence in what we deliver at the Florida Government School.
The Chief Education Officer says funding is being secured for a new structure. However, a location has not yet been identified. Meanwhile, President of the Parent Teachers Association of the Florida Government School, Annette McKenzie, says the size of the 2 buildings now being erected is not enough to house 5 classrooms. She vented her frustration via a Facebook post criticizing the ministry's late start with construction since school has been on a long break. According to McKenzie, Florida Government School deserves better. Chrislina John, GBN News.
A friend in need is a friend indeed. With the enduring effects of COVID-19 pandemic and the unpredicted natural disasters, 2 of our Caribbean sister islands, Cuba and Haiti, are in need of assistance. Anika Alexander has this report.
Haiti continues to be dealt hard blows, from the COVID-19 pandemic and the assassination of their prime minister to the unexpected 7.2 magnitude earthquake that toppled buildings and took nearly 2,000 Haitian lives on Saturday, followed by the subsequent flooding caused by Tropical Depression Grace. This morning on GBN's To The Point program, NADMA's communications officer, Oslin Crosby, updated citizens on the status of local efforts to assist Cuba and Haiti.
What happens with every disaster and disastrous situations is that you will conduct an assessment. A thorough assessment is ongoing because the earthquake Saturday, the depression came the next day, you're still dealing with COVID and everything else. So that's an ongoing assessment. What you would do now is ensure then that you have the infrastructure, or rather the mechanism is in place for you to be able to respond.
The communications officer explained that as assessments continue in Haiti, Grenada awaits guidance from the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SEDIMA, whereas international organizations like UNICEF are already assisting Haiti.
So we await further guidance from SEDIMA. SEDIMA held a press conference on Monday. In addition to that, as I said, Jamaica is there, UNICEF and the other agencies are there. We wait now for further guidance as to what are some of the other things that they would need, the physical things that we will be able to better support. Haiti's call will be coming soon. We just await further guidance because we don't work in isolation. We work as a CARICOM block, we work as a CARICOM group, and SEDIMA is the one that guides that regional response and will guide the regional response for Haiti.
In the meantime, NADMA, a member of the recently cabinet-mandated Humanitarian Drive for Cuba committee, is collecting medical supplies to assist Cuba in their time of need. Crosby relayed the items needed, purchasing procedures, and encouraged citizens to donate.
We're encouraging the public to give generously. Give generously. The list is out there. At the drive it was launched. What we are advising people to do is, in the case of the medicines and so the medication, that you don't purchase them and collect them over the counter. You go to the pharmacies and you pay for them, and you call NADMA and let us know who purchased, and we can collect. You purchase, you let us know, call us at the office, let us know, and we will do all that we need to do to ensure that we collect the items and then have them shipped off to Cuba.
For GBN News, Anika Alexander, trainee reporter.
Over the past 2 decades, Grenada has made tremendous progress improving child and adolescent health and well-being. But challenges persist. Mental health conditions, developmental delays, disabilities, injuries, and non-communicable diseases such as childhood diabetes still pose threats to the nation's children. GBN's Krista Campbell takes a closer look at one of these health challenges, that is childhood obesity, for our health segment complements Gittins Healthcare.
When you need your prescription filled or you require non-prescribed medication, supplements, or all your personal needs, visit Gittins Healthcare at locations on Wall Street, Grandans, Victoria Street, Granville, and Central Deputy Street, Wharf. Gittins Healthcare aims to provide an exceptional personalized pharmacy experience. Additionally, children under 5 and adults 55 years and over will enjoy 10% discount on purchases of $20 and over on prescription medication. Stop settling for less. Visit Gittins Healthcare, where your health is our priority.
You already do have a population of children that are obese and that are going to develop the diseases that we don't want them to have by the time they're 25.
Childhood obesity is a complex disease. In general, it is assumed to be the result of an increase in caloric and fat intake. On the other hand, there is supporting evidence that excessive sugar intake by soft drink, increased portion size, and steady decline in physical activity have been playing major roles in the rising rates of childhood obesity. Researchers say susceptibility genes and environmental factors interact to cause predisposition of childhood obesity. It was also found by scientists that unhealthy eating patterns and dietary habits formed during childhood contribute to childhood obesity, especially if there are susceptibility genes. GBN's Doctor on-Call facilitator, Dr. Sonia Nixon, specified the dietary factors that can predispose a child to obesity.
You don't want a child to become accustomed to high salty food.
Right.
Because it sets them up, okay? You don't want your child, we don't want to be giving our children sugar sweetened beverages. Yet they're providing juices that we buy and give our children that are very, very high in sugar, right? That predispose our children to death and obesity.
Dietary intervention studies have suggested that a multi-level approach that focuses on diet is essential in the control and prevention of childhood obesity. Thus, many researchers agree that prevention is the key strategy for controlling this current problem. Here is Dr. Nixon with an elucidation of the dietary preventative measures.
Breastfeeding is known to be one of the single most important tools in preventing obesity as children grow.
Individual, familial, social, and political level involvement are also recommended for effective and sustainable nutritional management of childhood obesity. A We Culture viewer highlighted the role that various stakeholders play in the prevention of childhood obesity.
All the rubbish that the supermarkets are selling to harm our children, I'm asking the parents to leave it in the supermarket.
Thank you, sir.
And I agree with the doctor in what she is saying. And this should be done on a government level as a policy.
Experts say the most promising approaches for childhood obesity management are intervening with support at levels ranging from the individual to the community. Krista Campbell, GBN News.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Trelana Charles has been looking around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. Grenada has received its first batch of the Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine. Tonight, we listen to the opinions of our online and listening audience as they discuss whether they are now more encouraged to take the COVID-19 jab.
I have been waiting on the Pfizer brand to get to Grenada for some time. Now I will be at the stadium to get my vaccine. I know people who have been waiting for the Pfizer, so I do think that more people will take the vaccine.
Months they're asking for a variance in vaccines. We finally get one and we still questioning it. I mean, Grenadians, what do you want? You want God to come and tell you to take the vaccine? You want Jesus to come and say, hold this in your hand?
I will or will not take it depends on the explanation or experiences some people have had. People have had another choice to choose from, and I hope the powers that be will do better job to encourage citizens to take the jab. All these attitudes and arrogance brings more defiance among people, so I think they will still be defiant, and people will be saying they're waiting on the Cuban vaccine because they don't trust the American vaccine, but the one from Cuba. Remember the president saying that there will be a third shot known as a booster shot, which brings lots of open questions on taking that protein shot. The Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine was highly effective in clinical trials at preventing COVID-19 among people of diverse age, sex, race, and ethnicity categories. The vaccine is also highly effective at preventing COVID-19 infections in adolescents 12 to 15. People keep hydrated. Lots of water to keep hydrated. Coconut water, keep drinking water. I will be encouraged to take the vaccine if we as citizens are given more information on the vaccine introduced. So I'll appreciate if the Minister of Health gives us more information and details on the vaccine. And with my research as well, I'll be encouraged to take it.
Well, to be honest, for me, I have taken the jab already, and it didn't matter to me which one of the vaccine we got, because as far as I'm concerned, vaccine do assist in saving life.
Some in the health center every Monday morning for blood pressure and diabetes medication, yet they saying they trust God. And as soon as they get a cut and have to get tetanus vaccine, they close in their eyes and take it without asking what's in it and what side effects you get.
That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. If you would like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, be sure to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
From the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN EyeSaw lens.
A good eye catches all. GBN EyeSaw is brought to you by ClearVision.
Hey, September is just around the corner, so let's see.
Booklist! Check! Bag! Check! Tablet! Yes! Doctor! Check! I check!
ClearVision Eye Center is offering all students a free eye examination.
For the holiday?
Yeah, man, and they have the best prices on glasses. I hear they have glasses as low as $450.
But you know it's only for 1 month.
Boy, let me go, I can't miss that. ClearVision Eye Center, keeping students focused so that we can see the world with a clearer vision.
Tonight's GBN EyeSaw submission features a tin of milk. GBN EyeSaw reporter said she purchased a tin of Alaska milk on Wednesday. Thursday morning, when she opened the tin, she realized the color of the milk was brown and had to cancel all plans for its use. What surprises did you find with any product you purchased? Send us your photo and video submissions via WhatsApp on 405-3052 or our other social media platforms.
Still ahead in the news, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell says fishermen export capacity is now shifted from 40,000 to 80,000 pounds from October. This is News at 7. Stay with us.
Hi, darling. Are you still working on that article to help customers better understand the GBN bill?
Yes. Have a look. The left side shows the electricity rates and government charges. The middle has your present usage and 8-month usage history. And the right side shows all your charges.
What about the fuel and non-fuel charge?
Good question. The fuel charge is the cost of fuel to generate your electricity. The non-fuel charge is the cost of delivering electricity to your home and any other necessary services.
And VAT?
You pay 15% on the non-fuel portion of any usage over 99 units.
How much is the environmental levy that GBN collects for Solid Waste Management Authority?
This charge on domestic customers is $5 or $10, depending on your usage. So, add the fuel, non-fuel, VAT, and the environmental levy, and that's your electricity bill.
GBN, energizing our Grenada.
You can win when you top it up, switch it up, sign it up on the love. Easy wins with Flow.
Get
the easy summer vibes with over $70,000 in cash and prizes. Just top up $15 or more. Activate a prepaid plan. Switch to Flow or bundle your home services to get your share of $70,000 in cash, data, Samsung Galaxy devices, shopping vouchers, and more.
You can win when you top it up, switch it up, sign it up, bundle up. Easy wins with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Let's get tough on breeder larceny. It will destroy our economy. Larceny threatens our food security. Can hurt us locally, hurt us globally. To all the buyers, ask for license from all produce sellers. To all the people, 300 for police for them thieving fellas. To all the farmers, don't steal produce from your brother. Then you sell it to traffickers, hotels and street vendors. Nah, man. Let's do all we can to stop breeder larceny. New vigilance, new laws, and a tough judiciary. Stop Grenada's organized business crime. It's time.
To report breeder larceny, call 300.
Yes, I won! And you can win too on Sunday, August 22nd when you play Waggity Virtual Bingo. It's very simple and easy to play. Imagine for only $10 you can win $10,000. Now that's a lot of money. Playing in Grenada? Then get your tickets at gotovet.com or from any of our numerous box offices island-wide. If you're playing overseas, tickets are only available at gotovet.com. Sunday, August 22nd, get ready to play the 27th edition of Waggity Virtual Bingo. It's the new way to play bingo.
Ridgeway Residences, a modern, exclusive residential community offered by Ariza. Purchase one of our completely built houses or let us build for you by simply choosing your lot, choosing your home design from our selection, and let us do the rest. Owning a home does not have to be a frustrating process. For more information, contact Ariza Credit Union on 415-0994 or send us an email on info@ridgewayresidences.gd. Ridgeway Residences, hassle-free home ownership.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
You can win when you top it up, switch it up, sign it up, bundle up. Easy wins with Flow. Easy wins, Flow. Easy wins.
Catch the easy summer vibes with over $70,000 in cash and prizes. Just top up $15 or more. Activate a prepaid plan. Switch to Flow or bundle your home services to get your share of $70,000 in cash, data, Samsung Galaxy devices, shopping vouchers, and more.
You can win when you top it up, switch it up, sign it up, bundle up. Easy wins with Flow.
Flow terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. Expo Dubai is set to begin in just under 6 weeks. Grenada has 20 manufacturers that have shown interest and will have their products showcased and sold at the venue. Who designed the pavilion for Grenada's participation in Expo Dubai? We'll find out later on in this report.
Grenada usually occupies a place under the Caribbean banner. However, for the first time, the island will personalize its own pavilion at Expo Dubai 2020. The exquisite design of the nutmeg was done by Curlin, Ariel, and Frank, an architect. Frank won the competition that was open to Grenadians to come up with a design for the event. In an exclusive interview with GBN, Frank tells why she chose to design the nutmeg, which she says was not a difficult process for her.
Why that shape? Like I said before, in some of my other discussions, it was simply because I was looking at something that can truly represent Grenada. Here we have something that's sustainable because, it's very specific way that you have to plant the nutmeg crop. You have to put so much time into it. It's innovative because we use it for so many things. We use it we have the pain relievers, we have the chocolates, we have the seasonings, we have so many things. It sends people to school. It helps people to build their dream homes. I was like, okay, well, I think it's probably going to be the nutmeg.
Frank explained a bit about her design.
Because again, one of the major themes is innovation. I not only wanted to have still representations, but also to use a bit of technology. So we have lots of virtual reality seats where you can take a virtual tour of the island. We also have LED screens that with speakers, which you can only hear when you're standing at a certain point. So you can hear different stories about the island as well, right?
She says support from the ministries and individuals aligned with the event has been tremendous. One of the criteria for Expo Dubai is that participants must be vaccinated. The 6-month exhibition officially begins on October 1st and climaxes on the 31st of March 2022. The opening ceremony is on September 30th, 2021. According to one of the main organizers, construction of the pavilion has been completed. Ahead of the event, 2 containers with both general items and perishables have already been shipped off. The team, headed by Ms. Shanta Cox, should depart Grenada by September 15th. Presently, participants are in training. Expo Dubai is expected to coincide with Grenada Day in January of 2022. Frank had these words for the team as they prepare for their departure in September.
Wish the team that is going to be representing us all the best. I'm pretty sure that we are going to have a top-notch team and they're going to do their best. So whether or not I will be with you guys, all the best. I know you're going to put your best foot forward in representing us on the global stage. And I'm really excited to see how everything is going to unfold.
The opportunity is extended to persons interested in going to Dubai to view the exhibition. You can contact the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Trade for more details. Chrislina John, GBN News.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has assured fishermen that their export capacity is now increased. We have the details in this report.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell has assured fishermen that their biggest concern regarding exports is being addressed. While addressing a group of fishermen attached to the Southern Fishermen, he told them that prior to the meeting, Amerijet agreed to increase airlift capacity from 40,000 to 80,000 pounds from October 2021. The issue of exports was raised in the Senate by Senator representing Fishery Folk and Agriculture, Roderick Sinclair.
We've been speaking to one of the local agents here who we are exploring the opportunity of a charter. Of course, it would come at a higher price, but at least we might find a tripartite way to address this so that at least farmers could be able to sell the product.
Regarding their concern of fuel cost and the impact on viability for fishermen with small boats, Dr. Mitchell said a suggestion received for replacement of the pump at the Grand Mall Jetty can be examined. However, he noted that any such venture must be properly managed as there has been historic misuse of resources in the fishing industry. Dr. Mitchell assured the fishermen that government has already set aside $200,000 towards the repair of the Grand Mall Jetty, which is being done as a collaborative venture between the association and the Spice Isle Fish House. Recognizing that the fishing industry is gaining recognition as a viable economic sector, Prime Minister Mitchell assured fishermen that government will do whatever it can to help the industry succeed. As a parliamentary representative for St. George Northwest, Dr. Mitchell also committed to undertake some work at the constituency level to help improve safety and security for fishermen in Busheshu. For GBN News, I am training reporter Anaya Clement.
Now, the ministry with responsibility for fisheries and cooperatives are advising boat operators to seek permission from the Fisheries Division if they are interested in installing mooring systems.
On August 9th, 2021, the Ministry of Sports, Culture, Arts, Fisheries, and cooperatives remind fishers involved in sea moss cultivation and other methods of mariculture that they must first be registered with the Fisheries Division prior to setting up sea moss farms or any other mariculture plot along the coastline of Grenada.
It's much less intrusive on the marine environment with regard to potential damage to the substrate. So instead of keep dropping moorings over and anchors over and over, you just have one fixed mooring. So the footprint of that mooring doesn't change, so you don't damage the seabed. However, what we've been seeing here in Grenada is that a number of people are just going and installing a number of moorings without permission in different bays. So we just wanted to bring to the attention of the general public that there is an established procedure for installing fixed moorings anyway in Grenada. So within a marine protected area, for example, there are only designated moorings within those areas. So you're not allowed to just go in and install a mooring and use for your private purposes or for rental purposes.
It has approximately 121 square kilometers of coastline where the Fisheries Division effectively implements site selection and spatial planning for their farms and plots. Site selection and spatial planning are crucial factors that ensure access to our coastline by all fishers, seafarers, and the general public. Throughout this registration process, the fisheries will be in a better position to maintain the national database fishers and fishery products.
The MPA legislation in particular speaks to a fine of up to $10,000 or 6 months in prison for contravening the regulation. So essentially, if you go into an area such as a marine protected area, and in the case for Grenada, we have a number of designated MPAs. We have 4 of them, and one of the popular ones for yachting is Oban Class Good B. That is a marine protected area. So you want to ensure that if you're installing moorings or have moorings within that area, that you have permission from the appropriate authority to have them there. Because failing to do so, you're liable to $10,000 fine or up to 6 months in prison.
Registration forms can be obtained at the Fisheries Division office located at the Melville Street or at any of the state-owned fish markets between the hours of 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. For GBN News, I am training reporter Anaya Clement.
Stay with us. We have the weather and sports up next.
Time with Dutch Lady. Win one of 3 bicycles when you purchase a Dutch Lady UHT 1 liter or Dutch Lady condensed milk 1,000 gram at any participating outlet. Promotion runs from August 9th to September 30th, 2021. Terms and conditions apply. Dutch Lady Milk, proudly distributed by Hubbard's Agency Department, located on Karani James Boulevard.
Looking for a professional team offering around-the-clock, private and confidential nursing, medical care, and aid services? Then look no further. Nurses Care Grenada is a fully certified, insured, and licensed healthcare facility committed to the reduction and eventual elimination of healthcare disparities affecting the nation. Our registered nurses will visit you at your home, assess your condition, and provide the required treatment under the directive of a doctor. So why worry when there's Nurses Care Grenada? give us a call 406-3928. Nurses Care, reliable, trusted professionals we can all depend on.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Grenada, 1795. One man with a sense of destiny.
Tonight we stand our ground. Tonight we stand on the side of history.
14,000 slaves with a dream and a promise. Julian Fennell, a Heritage Theatre production, written and directed by Chris Derriggs.
Saturday 25th and Sunday 26th September, as well as Saturday 3rd and Sunday 4th October.
The Republic is about bread and justice. There'll be little bread and even less justice.
Julian Fennell, an action-packed historical drama. The play the nation has been waiting to see, with Samuel Gilvey, Lisa Grappy-James, Robert White, and other top-of-the-line acting talents. Opening
Saturday 25th and Sunday 26th September.
Get your tickets now.
Introducing Color by Sissons. 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 Color by Sissons.
Good evening, sporting fans. During the hosting of the boys under-13 matches at Bellevue on Saturday, the Grenada Football Association spoke to some parents on the role they play in the lives of their children in football and the need for parental support.
I mean, any way I could assist. I mean, obviously there's a lot involved. Providing the boots, the uniform, the coaching, all, you know, is all a cost involved as well. So maybe that's something else that the GFA could look at in terms of providing, because you know you have kids who are very much in in love with the game and would love to play, but they don't have the financial assistance that would be needed in terms of providing shoes and snacks and the right meals and that sort of thing.
Well, anybody that knows me personally, they know I'm a soccer mom. Every Saturday morning you can find me in canteen with both, because I have a daughter also and she's into football, just the same, right? She's younger than Jaime. So every Saturday I'm there with them in training. During the week, I go in canteen, I sit there with them. If they need football shoes, socks, anything, I'm always there. I give them my full support. Every time they have a game, you can find me there watching, cheering them on.
Now to athletics. Nazir John, Grenada's lone competitor in the World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Nairobi, Kenya, placed 7th in the men's 100-meter final. Here's a look at the race.
Set.
Well, there we have it. It's Tobago. Looking really strongly. It's Richardson from South Africa in the lead at the moment, but Tobago coming through strongly, as is Montoya. Tobago, Richardson, Montoya. That's how it finishes. The man from
Moving now to cricket. West Indies battled bravely and with loads of determination to escape with a 1-wicket win against Pakistan in the opening test, which ended at Sabina Park on Sunday. But while the last gasp victory was one to savour for the hosts and a rousing advert for Test cricket, the manner in which their batting deficiencies were exposed, albeit on a seamer-friendly surface, is an unsettling drawback for Caribbean cricket fans. After securing a 36-run first innings advantage and later requiring 168 runs to make a 1-0 lead in the two-test series, West Indies buckled and stuttered the entire way before getting over the line with 9 wickets down late on the 4th day. The objective of a game is to win, and that objective was met by the Windies, so it must feel good to win. But there has to be concern about how our batting. Former West Indies spinner Nehemiah Perry told the Jamaica Observer after nail-biting contests which saw both sides flooring chances at pivotal moments. That's sports. Stay with us for the Around the Globe. This is your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I am your presenter, Beverly Telesford. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is reporting that over 20 cases of the highly contagious Delta variant of COVID-19 have been confirmed in Jamaica. TVJ has the latest development.
Fast-spreading and deadly Delta variant has been detected in more than 100 countries. Worldwide, it's been labeled as the COVID variant of concern. It's been long felt that it was only a matter of time that it would be detected in Jamaica. On Wednesday, confirmation by the Health Ministry.
We have received, finally, some test results out of the Caribbean Public Health Agency. 60 samples were sent. 40 were useful for testing, and 22 have come back confirming the presence of the Delta strain of COVID-19 virus in Jamaica. This, of course, confirms what we had suspected all along, and it is a clear indication that the Delta is a dominant feature of the virus, the COVID-19 virus in Jamaica, and it does represent additional concerns.
Dr. Tufton says hospitals are now getting to the point of overcapacity, making it difficult for health workers to respond.
It's going to mean some drastic decisions, I think, and I'm speaking purely from a public health perspective. It's going to mean suspension of a number of services. I've seen where hospitals are now looking to carry more COVID patients than regular patients. So it's going to mean a prioritization on absolutely emergency cases, and we're going to have to find ways to deal with the personnel, because our healthcare personnel are under severe stress.
As for the government's next move now that the variant is here,
it is not up to me to determine restrictions. It's a cabinet decision. And I will certainly provide all the advice and information based on the consultation with the experts to the Prime Minister and the Cabinet. I will say from a public health standpoint, we have been, in a sense, managing under the assumption that the virus was here. We have said it publicly. We think it explains also the rapid spread and would have contributed to the pace of the surge.
Members of the opposition UWP are defending the absence of opposition leader Alan Chasney from the proceedings of the new session of Parliament on Tuesday. According to opposition lawmakers, Chasney is entitled to rest and vacation following the grueling elections. Details in this HCS report.
We've been informed that the opposition leader might not be present today. Can you confirm that?
Yes, the opposition leader is currently out of the island. That's correct.
Questions abound as to the whereabouts of opposition leader Alan Chasney, who was noticeably absent for the first session of the 12th Parliament of St. Lucia. Both chambers of Parliament met in joint session on Tuesday for the throne speech heralding the start of the new parliamentary term. The ex-Prime Minister has come under fire for missing the important occasion with the installation of the Parliament within 30 days of an election in keeping with the Constitution. Reporters sought to find out from UWP colleagues the reasons for him being a no-show. Choiseul Saltibus MP Bradley Felix says Chasney is in need of some rest following the grueling July 26th election campaign.
I think the leader of the opposition has he deserves a vacation. Actually, we recognize the amount of work that went into the last campaign, and being away does not mean that he's not in touch with what's happening in the country. We have heard he has made some statements. So this occasion is pretty much ceremonial, and I believe we have the upcoming sittings of Parliament where he will be present.
Meanwhile, leader of opposition business in the Senate, Dominic Fede, concurs that Chasney is entitled to some well-deserved rest and relaxation.
He's entitled for a rest. He's been going very hard, managing and running this country at a very, very difficult time in the pandemic, which we're still going through. Does require and demand a lot of energy and causes a lot of stress on the head of country. And I think that it then would require him to get some rest. It's the summertime. He's got a family and he's got young children, and now is the time to get some rest.
And parents are excited to get their children vaccinated. At least that's the claim of Dr. Frank Anthony, who related that his ministry, in conjunction with the Education Department, continued to work assiduously to get parents' consent to have children access the jab ahead of the reopening of schools in Guyana. Details from HDP TV.
Preliminary reports received by the Ministry of Health thus far has revealed that there has been a positive response towards children getting vaccinated. This announcement was made by the Minister of Health, Dr. Frank Anthony, on Wednesday during his COVID-19 update. According to the minister, while some parents remain skeptical about the COVID-19 vaccines, most are excited to have their children vaccinated. He expressed the belief that parents should be advocates for their children accessing the jabs to ensure that they are protected against COVID-19 and more specifically the deadly Delta variant. Earlier, it was reported that the Ministry of Health is working in tandem with the Ministry of Education to distribute consent forms to parents of children ages 12 to 17. It was noted that while the vaccination of the country's adolescent population is necessary, the ministry cannot vaccinate a child without parental approval, and that the vaccine is a choice. Based on information given by the minister on Wednesday, the ministry is optimistic that a large percentage of the country's adolescent population will be vaccinated when the vaccines arrive in the country. Ahead of the possible reopening of schools in September, President Irfan Ali had announced in July 2021 that the government will be sourcing the Pfizer vaccines, which will be used to vaccinate the country's adolescent population. On the heels of this announcement, it was revealed by PAHO WHO representative to Guyana, Dr. Luis Codina, last Friday that Guyana should receive 100,000 doses of the U.S.-made Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines in September. Since the Pfizer vaccine is given in 2 doses, a quantity of 100,000 vaccines would be able to fully immunize 50,000 children. Reporting for the HGP Nightly News, Kendall Richmond.
And that's your One Caribbean Media Hookup. I was your presenter, Beverly Telesford. headlines, Grenadians now have Pfizer as another COVID-19 vaccine choice, but some still say it makes no difference. Opposition senator presents audio recording of MBIA test strip conversation and challenges health minister to make public MBIA CCTV footage to determine who's being honest. Grenadians heed the call of NADMA, stepping forward to lend a helping hand to Cuba and Haiti. And in GBN's Health Tonight, we took a closer look at childhood obesity. And around the globe, the COVID-19 Delta variant recorded in Jamaica. While in sports, parental support, a booster for children playing sports, and Nazio John clocks 10.52 in the World Athletics Under-20 Championships in Nairobi, Kenya. If you missed any part of this newscast, a repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I am Beverly Telesford. That's the news. Good night.